Hey everybody, Spartan here from SpartanTrading.com. Have another trade review for you today. Quick one on some SPY Lotto option contracts that we played today. Basically, there was a whole bunch of stuff with Iran that came out last night. This is, by the way, January 8th, 2020. So, there was some news that came out with Iran when they attacked the bases that were housing U.S. Soldiers. Is this going to escalate? Further escalates the situation. Trump came out today, spoke, and basically de-escalated it, just put economic sanctions on them instead of taking some sort of military action. Now, the whole day the SPY was basically kind of trading flat after last day's pull and then gap back up. And you can ignore these levels for now. These are just support resistances based off of the daily chart that I use. The blue one is the pivot point, which is a mental pivot that I put in place for the guys in chat, and it also helps me as well make decisions. Anywho, that's what was going on with the SPY. What happened with this trade was basically when Trump started to speak, I was just listening to him speak. Once I heard within like 10 seconds that there wasn't going to be any sort of military action, it was just going to be sanctions, I figured, okay, de-escalation, that should be a positive for the market. Grab some calls on the SPY 325s. And at the time, the SPY was about right here, 323.56. So I went out of the money. I figured that, yes, we're going to easily be able to break through the first resistance, get into the second resistance, possibly get into the 325.90 area today. So we were holding all EMA support. Stock was curling to the upside. I looked at the calls. They were delta skewed contracts, meaning that the contract is extremely cheap. Like in this case, they were 10 cents, 11 cents at the time. The delta is like 18 cents or 19 cents, which is bigger than that contract. So for every $1 move, the contract can go up, 180%, 200%. As that contract goes closer to or moves closer to the strike, the delta is going to increase regardless, and they're going to be able to go up even more. Lotto contracts are trading contracts that expire the same day. So that's what I mean when I refer to it as a Lotto contract. 325 calls, they're out of the monies, they're deemed worthless until they can get in the money today. Very cheap. Grabbed them at 11 cents. I figured it could go towards the 324.29 area, then the 324.80 or 324.90 area at the time. So grab the contracts at the 11 cent area. You can see it right there, 11 cents. And then as it was pushing up into these resistance points, I was just scaling out of pieces. When I take a Lotto contract, I risk the entire amount. So whatever you put into that contract, you're going to risk. Typically, don't really scale into SPY contracts. I just take the half size lot out the gate, and then I'll just scale out as it pushes up because I'm looking for a minimum 100% to the upside plus. So as it pushed up, obviously scaled out a little bit, so you can see some of the sells there. Whoops. Let's actually go to the 1 minute chart. So as it was pushing up into the first resistance point, when it hit that, I was just scaling out of pieces of the contract. So I sold some at 30 cents. I sold some more at 40 cents, and then sold some at 36 or 38 cents. So bought at 11, was selling, at the upper end here at 40 cents. So decent percentage gain there. It ended up going through the resistance level. So I said, okay, let's hold, half the position. Let's see if we can get some more. On the next little push, it hit the 324.90 area. I know decay is going to kick in later on in the day. Usually halfway through the day, you see a little bit more decay kick in to these contracts that are going to be expiring. And I sold some more at the 50 cent area. So right there, 350% to the upside gained. Great, solid trade so far. But I wanted more. I was looking for, at the end of the day, and I wasn't staring at the P&L or anything like that, just the chart. As long as it held the EMA support, I knew that it had room to the next resistance point. And that's the case for any stock that I'm trading. It's holding the trend. I think it can go higher. Why would I exit the position? So in this case, was holding the position. And I was looking for continuation higher, looking for a little bit of downtrend break, and then break of the range for continuation to the upside. If you guys follow me on Twitter, I literally live tweet my thoughts on the SPY the entire day. I tell you where I think it's going to go from start to finish right in the morning pre-market. Like today, I'll show you my note on it real quick. Basically, I was saying, I'm leaning bullish on the market, looking for continuation to the upside, and I wanted to see that 324.90 area. Let me show you just real quick. So every single morning I'll post something like this. So that's the pivot points. I give you the pivot. I give you the levels that I'm looking at. And I'm leaning bullish, looking for continuation. So I was looking for that 324.88. Once we got to that area, I figured, okay, market's holding up extremely well. Big caps are pushing. We should be able to make another leg up. I'm going to hold a position. I'm not going to exit the rest of it. I'm going to let it work, do its thing, and just watch the chart. Did it decay all the way back to almost the entry? Oh yeah, absolutely. Could I have added more? Sure. But because the option was already locked in 350%, the position's paid for essentially. So there's not really too much risk or any risk realistically to holding that position. So I'm going to let it play out. Let it play out. It started to push to the upside. And then basically on this push up to 500%, I decided to lock all of it in because I figured it was going to get a little bit toppy. It was getting a tad bit extended. You can't see the 15-minute chart because it's a 10-minute chart, but on the 15-minute chart was a little bit above the top Keltler channel into the resistance, which is usually a sign that it's going to have to come back, retest the Kelt. It eventually did come back, retest the Kelt, and then some negative news came out, and then obviously the SPY sold off. So it was a good idea to sell up there. If I didn't sell up there, I would have had stops at 40 cents or 35 cents anyways in the money to get out of the position. But yeah, I mean that's that Lotto contract trade there. Nice little 500% gainer total, I guess, on the last piece. Basically, when you trade Lotto contracts, focus on the chart, never focus on your price, P&L. That's not really going to make you, it's not going to make you any money because you can't make decisions based off of that. You can only make decisions based off of this, especially on these contracts that are expiring every single day or expiring that day, those Lotto contracts. Price is going to change so fast. If you're not paying attention to the chart and just the P&L, you're more likely to make a emotional decision, exit the contract when it pulls back all the way down here, just to have it push back up even though it didn't break support or anything like that major intraday. So that's it, just a little bit of a trade review for you guys today. Thanks for watching, and there'll be more coming your way. See you guys.